Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock. With news, markets are in a risk-on mood, with many signals reinforcing the upside. Firstly, official data out overnight for 2016 shows the American median household income at $59,039, an increase in real terms of 3.2% from the previous year. That gain is after inflation. Their poverty rate in 2016 was reported at 12.7%, with 40.6 million people in poverty, 2.5 million fewer than in 2015. For a two-person household, that is income below $16,150. Their Gini index was unchanged at 0.48. New Zealand's Gini index is 0.33. Meanwhile, American job openings rose to a record high in July, suggesting a slowdown in job growth in August was an aberration. Consumer confidence in China has surged to a two-decade high. And the pace of lending by Chinese banks outside their country, and all the major banks are SOEs, is changing the face of international foreign direct investment. The total value of cross-border investment was a mammoth $132 trillion in 2016, and for the first time in a decade, developing countries as a group are net recipients of capital. China may be leading this trend, but is not the only one. Banks from Japan and Canada are also large offshore funders. In Australia, the head of ASIC is reinforcing warnings about the prevalence of liar loans, loan applications usually from brokers that embellish the applicant's financial situation. Banks trusting brokers is a growing risk apparently, and their regulator is watching closely. In New York, the US Treasury 10-year yield is rising again, is now at 2.17%. And the price of crude oil has also risen slightly, now just over $48 a barrel, while the Brent benchmark is just over $54 a barrel. OPEC is reporting a fall in production, but this seems to be less than it first appears. The decline principally comes from one country, Libya. And there are now multiple reports that China is likely to phase out the sale of petrol and diesel cars over the next 20 years, joining a range of other EU nations in a trend started by France. Interestingly, sales of cars in China are rising fast, and it is local brands that are winning the biggest share of what is now the world's largest car market. That sold 28 million cars last year. The US is the next largest car market, with only 17.5 million cars sold. The price of gold has fallen today, is now down $5 at $1,326 an ounce, and the Kiwi dollar has risen on a weaker greenback, now just over 72.9 US cents, its highest level in 3 weeks. And on the cross rates, we're still at 90.8 Aussie cents and 60.9 euro cents. The TWI is now at 74.8. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.